Gudair is a killed vaccine that provides lifetime protection from ovine Johne's disease through a single subcutaneous 1mL dose. When Gudair is given to lambs between 4 and 16 weeks of age, these lambs are known as approved vaccinates, and the lambs have increased trading options. The Gudair Sekurus 1mL safety applicator has a two-stage locking mechanism that reduces the risk of accidental human exposure of the vaccine. The protective shroud is secure in place, covering the needle, and the handle is locked to prevent accidental vaccine release. The O-rings and the top barrel mounted spigot are specially designed to handle the thick, viscous Gudair oil carrier. Prior to vaccinating, read the label first, as every vaccine has a unique registered label and steps that need to be followed. Always read the label, as it explains the diseases the vaccine prevents, the level of protection, steps for the safety of the animal, the environment and the operator, how to store the vaccine, and how to dispose of used vaccine containers. It's important to note, vaccine components can settle and separate, therefore agitate packs gently during use. Check the expiry date on all vaccines to ensure that the oldest vaccine in the fridge is used first. There's no withholding period for any Zoetis vaccines. When using Gudair, it's essential that you take your time, calmly handle the animals, and ensure that human safety is of paramount priority. Correctly using the Gudair Sekurus Safety Vaccinator will increase your safety, reduce the risk of adverse events, and improve the overall vaccination experience. Gudair is a reactive vaccine, and in the event of a needle stick injury, medical intervention is required. If you or someone you are working with observes a suspected adverse event, including human exposure or an animal reaction with any Zoetis product, please contact our product support team on 1800 814 883. You can refer to the Gudair and Sekurus adverse event instructional video on the Zoetis website for further information. It's important to set up the Gudair 1mL Sekurus Safety Vaccinator correctly and undertake regular maintenance for the best results and to ensure user safety. Treat the applicator as if there's always a needle attached to reduce the risk of accidental human exposure. To remove or attach a needle, use the orange needle tool supplied or a pair of pliers, ensuring the protective shroud remains attached. Check all the collars are tight on the Gudair 1mL Safety Sekurus Vaccinator. Tighten clockwise if needed. Calibration is important no matter if it's a vaccinator, a drenching applicator, or even your weigh scales. The device must be calibrated prior to use every time, as this will ensure accurate dosing and minimise wastage. To calibrate your Gudair 1mL Safety Sekurus Vaccinator, ensure there's no needle attached, connect the draw-off tube and place with the open end in clean water. To prime the Gudair Sekurus applicator, point the shroud downwards and break the handle lock and pump until the air is eliminated and the barrel fills completely with water. Test the dose accuracy by using a graduated measuring receptacle, such as a cough medicine container. First, apply 20 full doses of water into the measuring receptacle. This should equal 20 ml. There may be a fault if this doesn't occur. With a fail, check the setup and retry. If the vaccinator fails again, use the service kit provided upon original purchase, insert and retry. Zoetis injectable vaccines are registered to use with a draw-off tube. For best practice attachment of the draw-off tube for Gudair, make a pilot hole in the rubber stopper of the vaccine pillow pack by piercing it with a sharp, sterile new needle. Insert the spigot fixed to the middle of the orange screw cap into the centre of the rubber stopper. Screw the cap on gently but tightly to ensure a firm fit is achieved. To prime the Gudair Sekurus applicator with vaccine, ensure no needle is attached, point the shroud downwards and break the handle lock and pump until the air is eliminated and the barrel fills completely with vaccine. For air pockets in the draw-off tube, gently shake the vaccine pack while it is above the vaccinator until the air recedes back into the vaccine pack. When the pack is getting low, you can allow air into the vaccine pack to help empty the last bit of vaccine. When changing to a new pack, ensure a new draw-off tube is used every time. With a shrouded vaccinator, the needle extends out of the shroud to ensure that you are injecting the vaccine where it is intended. Needle selection is important for best practice vaccination of Gudair and all Zoetis vaccines. You must use the shortest needle possible to ensure vaccination under the skin in the subcutaneous space without the risk of injuring the muscle. Zoetis recommends you use a 1/4 inch or 6mm needle and administer the vaccinator at a 45-degree angle. This will direct the vaccine into the subcutaneous space, ensuring the vaccine reaches maximum efficacy while minimising any site reactions. The specially designed shroud will grip the top layer and mechanically tent the skin before the short needle penetrates and injection of the vaccine occurs. If the sheep has more than 50mm wool length, inject the vaccine at 90 degrees to allow the 1/4 inch needle to easily penetrate the woolen skin and deliver the vaccine into the subcutaneous area. To attach the needle, don't remove the shroud, but use the provided orange needle tool, the needle cap, or a pair of needle nose pliers. It's best to attach the needle with the bevel parallel with the skin. Change your needles regularly, about every 50 to 100 doses during the day, or if the needle becomes burred or dirty, to make sure the vaccine does not cause any site reactions. And make sure you place your used needles into a sharps container. Vaccinate lambs in the cradle. Secure the head in a firm manner and hold the head to one side to give you clear access. For bigger lambs or adult sheep, the animals must be tight in the race, or preferably use a sheep handler so that their movement is restricted but without any undue stress on the animal. The Gudair vaccine is registered to be given behind and below the level of the ear. You must avoid the ear, the eye, the salivary gland, lymph nodes, carotid artery and jugular vein. To ensure this, target the area 2 to 3 inches or 50 to 75mm down the neckline from the ear. Put the Gudair Sekurus vaccinator on its side so you have visibility of the vaccination area and the shroud tip. Vaccinate at 45 degrees to the skin on the side of the neck. Don't squeeze the handle, this will lock up the mechanism. Instead, hold the trigger in, allow the shroud slide to engage, the needle to penetrate the subcutaneous area under the skin, and the weight will naturally compress the handle and vaccination will be successful. That is, trigger, apply pressure and vaccinate, do not squeeze. Check the label instructions to understand the shelf life after opening. Most Zoetis vaccines can be used for 30 days after opening by following the label instructions. Unscrew the orange cap and remove the spigot from the rubber stopper. On removal of the drawer off, the stopper will reseal. Sterilise the vaccine cap with methylated spirits. Place the product back in the original packaging, writing the date of use, and keep upright in the fridge between 2 and 8 degrees. Glandvac, Aerivac and Gudair can be used for 30 days after opening by following these instructions. When it's time to use the previously opened product, wipe the vaccine cap with methylated spirits. Attach a new drawer-off tube or a clean drawer-off tube that's been boiled for 10 minutes and use the remaining doses of vaccine. Cleanup and maintenance of these vaccinators should be undertaken at the end of the day's work. Always use gloves when cleaning your equipment. Ensure there's no needle attached or product remaining in the applicator or the drawer-off tube. Your safety and that of anyone around you is important. Have a container of adequate size filled with clean warm water and mild detergent. While wearing your gloves, insert the applicator into the water. Prime it with the exit and entry orifices remaining underwater. Next, gently squeeze the handle 20 to 30 times, remove and inspect. The Gudair Sekurus barrel can be removed and more thoroughly cleaned by unscrewing the barrel collar. Wash this thoroughly to remove all material. Rinse with clean fresh water before reassembling the applicator. The top spigot valve section can become blocked. Unscrew the top collar, leverage up the plug gently with caution so you don't lose the spring valve. Rinse and repair if required with the spare kit provided. Apply a drop of oil into the inlet spigot and the O-rings. When reassembling the top spigot of the Gudair Sekurus Safety Vaccinator, you should hear an audible click to ensure it's seated correctly. Inspect the black O-ring to check it isn't pinched. If it is, repeat this process and correct it. To reassemble, apply oil to the O-ring, then reattach the barrel tightly. Check all the collars are tight on the Gudair 1mL Safety Sekurus Vaccinator. Tighten clockwise if needed. Apply a drop of oil into the inlet spigot and break the handle lock and then pump the handle several times. Keep the shroud side clean with a quick scrub. Always apply some vegetable oil to lubricate the internal parts and then pump the handle several times. Always dispose of your needles correctly in a sharps container. Applicators and empty product packs should be wrapped in paper and carefully placed in landfill garbage. For storage, always clean and lubricate the applicators and keep in a clean, dry place, and they'll be ready to go when you next need them. Thank you very much for watching. I trust you found this informative, and if you have any questions, please visit Livestock Solutions on the Zoetis website for further information.